urgent. Caleb just made a move outside Hollis Hall that will ripple back inside it. And if you blink, you'll miss why it matters for the Bears right now. Here's my promise to you up front. I'm going to strip out the noise. Explain what actually changed. Show how this touches the quarterback room. And lay out the on-field implications heading into a national TV week. No fluff, no panic, just football reality, business context, and what it means for Chicago today. You're watching Bears News Fan Report, and I'm here every week to keep our fan base informed and grounded. If you want clean info with real context, hit subscribe and drop a like so this reaches every Bears fan who wants facts over chaos. Let's frame the backdrop with clarity. All the off-season chatter about player equity and exotic contract structures was a dead end. The league does not allow players to own slices of their own NFL teams, and that hasn't changed. So the idea that a franchise QB could parlay leverage into club equity was always fantasy. Bank it, move on, and judge this quarterback on the things that actually drive winning. Now the on-field baseline. Through 4 games, the offense is showing a young but steady arc. 927 passing yards, an 8-to-2 touchdown-to-interception ratio, over 100 yards on the ground from the quarterback, and a clear trend toward cleaner pocket management and better timing to the middle of the field. That's the skeleton of a real offense when the install grows up. The tape shows fewer hero decisions and more smart ones, especially on second and medium when the game. Lives in the margins. Context for all this sits with the man in the big chair. Chicago didn't just change faces. It changed offensive grammar by hiring Ben Johnson. That means sequencing, structure, and standards. Practice tempo tightened. The route detail is sharper. Protection rules are clearer. This is what it looks like when an organization commits to teaching sustainable offense, not just chasing spurts. You don't grade the project on one afternoon. You grade the trajectory. Zoom in on the immediate runway, a prime-time test against Washington. National stage, travel rhythms, hostile noise, and a defense that can muddy reads with movement before the snap. These are growth environments for young quarterbacks. Are your drive openers scripted and clean? Do you survive second and long without panic? Can you protect the football when the pocket collapses inward? If the answer is yes, headlines fade by Wednesday. If not, people try to attach every narrative under the sun. That brings me to the reason I built this like a 2-minute drill. You're going to see a headline phrase to stir the pot, Caleb out of the Bears, and I need you to hear me carefully. The quarterback did something big, public, and off the field. And it has nothing to do with leaving Chicago, changing jerseys, or playing leverage games with the front office. It's a smart, long-horizon business move in another sport. Here's the reveal you came for. Caleb Williams has taken a minority investor role in Boston Legacy FC, an NWSL expansion club set to start in 2026 through his investment vehicle. That's the entire headline. No trade, no holdout, no renegotiation. A cross-sport investment that lives outside the NFL and inside a growing space in women's sports. He's not walking away from the huddle. He's packing capital in a different arena. Why does that matter for Chicago terms? 3 reasons, and they all point to maturity, not distraction. First, it signals long-term thinking. People who plan 5 and 10 years out tend to be deliberate in their weekly process, and that shows up in meeting rooms and protections. Second, it's brand building without trying to bend NFL rules. No fantasy equity asks. No side doors. Third, it shows comfort with scrutiny. You make a move like this in season, you know cameras will find you. If you still execute on Monday, you've told your locker room who you are. Let's kill the lazy narrative now. This is not a slice of the Bears. It's not a backdoor strategy to force special treatment at Hollis Hall. It's not a sign of split focus. It's portfolio diversification in another league. The football job remains unchanged. Master the script. Hit the throws that keep you on schedule. Be the adult in high-leverage drives. Back to football, because that's where this fan base lives. I'm watching four tells this week to separate real impact from headlines. 1. The first two drive openers. Are they crisp completions that get protection settled? 2. 2nd and 7. Does he take the profitable throw instead of hunting a low percentage window? 3. Pocket quiet, can he reset his base and rip the in-breaker without drifting? 4. Red zone processing, do the eyes hold the safety and do the feet match the read? If those are green, the only thing the investment change is your phone notifications. Strategically, I expect controlled aggression early. You want to soften the front like Washington's? Force them to declare their intent with quick game, then layer a play-action shot when they get nosy with a safety in the box. It doesn't have to be fireworks. It has to be calculated. The vertical windows show up when you've earned them with rhythm throws. Leadership is the through line. Teammates care about one thing in weeks like this. Does QB1 flinch when the microphones multiply? If the cadence is crisp, the IDs are right. The ball is on time, and he takes care of the football. The conversation inside the building is over before it starts. Offensive lines love quarterbacks who keep the main thing the main thing. The fastest way to make a distraction vanish is to play clean football. What about the big picture arc for Chicago? A quarterback who understands leverage on cadence, on eyes, on brand fits perfectly inside a system that rewards processing. Ben Johnson's playbook is a teacher's playbook. First read on time, second read with balanced feet, check down with pride if the shot isn't there. If the quarterback keeps, stacking details especially versus simulated pressures on third down the ceiling moves by Thanksgiving. Not because of narrative, sugar highs, but because the boring stuff got excellent. Let me give you my simple litmus test that I apply every week. Did he practice well? Did the install stick? Are the protection calls cleaner than last Sunday? Did the red zone package advance by 2 plays we can trust on the road? If those boxes are checked, Saturday headlines don't decide Monday night. Outcomes do. Now, because I know how Chicago thinks, let's talk optics. Could the timing look flashy? Sure. Does it change the standard inside the building? Not even a little. The standard is the same. Protect the football, punish mistakes, and own the middle 8 minutes around halftime. If Caleb and this offense do that, the post-game conversation will be about third downs, explosives, and turnovers exactly where it belongs. There's also a football economics angle that matters for roster building. Cross-sport investments by high-profile athletes are everywhere now. The important thing for a franchise is that your quarterback keeps his weekly bandwidth clean. Right now, the indicators say he's tracking in the right direction. The touchdown-to-interception ratio is tidy. He's added just enough on the ground to punish man coverage. And the timing to the intermediate middle has ticked up. Tighten protection rules against creepers, and the offense graduates a level dot. So what does this mean for the Bears this week and beyond? On Monday, it means nothing if the ball is out on time, and the run game creates honest boxes. In November, it means your franchise QB is learning to balance football with brand without asking the organization for special rules. In January and beyond, it means the face of the team is comfortable living under a bigger spotlight. That's not a problem. That's life in a major market. Here's my concise read of the news. And it's the one I stand on. Caleb Williams remains QB1 of the Chicago Bears. The out of the Bears noise refers to an investment move outside the NFL, not a football exit. On field, the job is unchanged better sequencing, cleaner third downs, smarter shot selection. Off field, it's brand building in a growing sports space. The only scoreboard that matters is still the one on Monday night. Before I close, I want your take in the comments right now. Do you see this as a mature, long horizon move from your franchise quarterback? Or do you worry about in-season optics? Does it shift your confidence going into Washington? And how do you grade the offense under Ben Johnson after a month installation A to Z, or still too many hiccups on money downs? I'll pull the best arguments into our next breakdown, because this channel is built on conversations that respect the game. Final analysis. The headline is simple once you strip the drama. Caleb is not leaving the Bears. He's expanding his portfolio off the field while leading a .500 team into a national test. The standard for Chicago doesn't change. Execute the script, own situational football, and let the tape close the loop. If you want updates fast and analysis that treats you like the smart fan you are, subscribe to Bears News Fan Report, turn on notifications, and ride with me all season.